Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady both have a point here. Neither of them are wrong. Um, we know Tom was obsessive when it came to winning. Everything had to be perfect. That's how you win as many Super Bowls as he did. I mean, we've heard this story before too. Remember Michael Jordan in The Last Dance? Remember all of those stories we've heard about Kobe Bryant over the years? I mean, it's the same thing. But the thing about that intensity and obsession is that eventually it takes a toll. I mean, just look at Bill Belichick up there in New England. And I know you'll probably say, well, Tom was only here in Tampa Bay for 3 years. So, I mean, that shouldn't have worn on too much. But, and trust me, I get that. But for the Bucks, it was a crash course. There was no gradually learning how to win with Tom. They had to get on board or get the hell off the ship. Add in the COVID situation and no off season. It was a lot to handle. I mean, think about it. Hence why a guy like Baker seems like a breath of fresh air to the team. He inherits this club with a bunch of winners and championship pedigrees, but he kind of adds that different element, doesn't he? A guy with a chip on his shoulder, just like Tom, but different with the way that he goes about his business. Baker comes in here, he plays like his hair is on fire. He's dapping everybody up. He's taking his offensive lineman out. He's hanging out with Tristan Wirfs. That's what he does. He's a different guy than Tom Brady. For Tom to be that successful, and again, we've seen it in other sports too, you have to be almost OCD with every little detail. You can't leave any stone unturned. And while that does allow you, or it does give you the opportunity to reach the top of the mountain more than anybody else, it kind of wears on people. I mean, Tom said it himself. Like Tampa, Tom was a different guy when he came down here. Let's not forget that. But there was still that same Tom that was up in New England, very, meticulous with every little detail. And for a team that doesn't know how to win, they needed that. They needed Tom Brady to be like that. But they got all of that quickly. And I'm sure that it was a lot to handle. So now when you have Baker in here and he's got that little bit more of a frat boy type attitude, still got the chip on his shoulder, but I think, it was a welcome breath of fresh air. Doesn't mean that nobody's grateful for what Tom did. It just means that it's different. Different's not always a bad thing.